Xenoblade 2 is the RPG the Switch needed, and a worthy sequel in the series, but it's not for everyone. The original Xenoblade Chronicles release went relatively under the radar. Till people started playing it, word spread that this little Wii RPG wasn't so little, and was actually amazing and a must play, even if it was 70 plus hours. So a few years later, Xenoblade X was released and sort of went away from the traditional Xenoblade story, though the combat was mostly the same. Deciding to go back to the story-driven RPG of the original, Xenoblade 2 was released. Xenoblade 2 takes place in the beautiful world of Allrest, the land above the clouds. What is left of civilization lives on the backs of titans that move through the clouds sea. On the tops of these enormous beasts are full cities where humans live amongst each other and other creatures of Allrest. More specifically, blades. This is where you meet Rex, your carefree, unassuming protagonist, tasked with getting his new blade Pyra to Elysium, the ultimate paradise for humanity or something, and the home of the architect, also known as the creator of the world. That explanation does not do the story anywhere near the justice it deserves though. This is a massive unraveling plot that's going to take you nearly anywhere from 50 to 70 plus hours to experience, but once you do, it definitely feels worth your time. The game is full of characters that bring the story to life. Emotion, impact, and some humor thrown in really brings you closer to the characters.
What are you doing?
You've seen the capital. You've seen the ships, weapons, soldiers, all poised to invade Morardane. Doesn't it make you want to laugh? Every corner of the world is defiled by such vermin.
But that's nothing new. They haven't changed a bit in 500 years. No wonder Father abandoned them.
You have your ups and downs, your sense of loss and urge to fight on, which keeps the drive of the game alive. The biggest issue holding Xenoblade 2's story back is probably the voice acting. Everyone can debate if they like a story or not, to the end of time. But nobody on this planet can debate that unless it's an old-time samurai movie, nobody likes desyncing voices. And Xenoblade is full of them.
Oh, right. No one will spot us if we sneak in from below.
Is it the end of the world? No, not really. But audio is there for one reason, and that's to match the sound through my ears with what my eyes are seeing. And the voices in the cutscenes do not do that well enough by any standard. Not a fan of some of the voice acting performances either, but no, that's nitpicking to be honest. I said that Xenoblade was not for everyone, and I stand by that. Although the story is full of life with villains and protagonists getting in-depth development backstories written and developed extremely well, many times that comes at the expense of your time. Cutscenes are long, like insanely long at times. There are more than a handful of times where cutscenes take up to 10 minutes to finish, and as much as some people are fine with watching a mini movie between gameplay, I know that not everyone will sit around for that long watching a game and not playing it. You can skip them, but then you're cutting out the story parts altogether, which is kind of the whole point of this JRPG. It can be even more annoying when you finish a cutscene, walk 30 feet, and you're in another long cutscene, especially when you just want to get to the action. This is an RPG after all, there's bound to be some fighting. Traveling the world and exploring different titans, you are going to run into some rather ferocious creatures. Fighting in Xenoblade 2 has a number of mechanics to learn. Thankfully, the game introduces them sporadically, building on what you have already learned throughout the game. Every main character in the game is known as a driver, and they are connected to a blade, or a set of blades. Each blade in the game gives your character a unique set of arts to master and an element to the game. Wind, fire, ice, you get the point. And of course you have your auto attacks as well, which adds to your arts recharge bar with each hit. Using arts adds to your special meter, which builds up 4 levels, allowing your driver and blade to use a super attack. Then you can stack those and it just grows and grows over the game. But those are the basics. Even with the massive time-sinking journey, grinding is never a huge thing though. Occasionally it might help, but exploring the world, doing little side quests and everything else in the game has to offer gives you a fair bit of experience, allowing you to cash in your bonus XP when you rest at an inn. Now, I'm going to preference this. Maybe you should grind a bit at the end, but I'm proof that you don't really have to, although it's a bit of a struggle. Outside of all that, characters have affinity trees, which are skill trees, although granted very watered down, and you have accessories and aux cores you can equip to your blades for added bonuses. The blade concept is really quite cool once you sort of figure it out. You find core crystals, which are a big part of the game and the story, but finding them allows you to resonate with it, creating a new random blade with unique field skills and abilities. All of it feels fun and intuitive, and well put together, which kept me playing non-stop. There are even more mechanics to the game, but it would take forever for me to go over all of them, and spoilers would be galore, so I'm not going to. Like I said off the very top, this game is not for everyone. Not because it's a bad game by any stretch, but because of the investment that you are going to have to give the game to really experience it. Xenoblade 2 is quite a massive game and incredibly long. And for more casual gamers and people that don't have a ton of time on their hands, it might be tough to get a full, true experience of the game. And that's fair. Everyone's different. Even with that, Xenoblade 2 is a JRPG that the Switch needed and a fair number of people wanted. It has an intriguing story, fun intuitive combat, and leads you through a journey you won't soon forget. If you are a JRPG fan and 50+ hour games don't scare you, then this is a must buy for your Nintendo Switch collection. Thank you guys for watching, and if you are new to this channel or somehow stumbled upon this and made it to the end of the video, first, congrats. Second, these are just my thoughts on the game. I play through it and then I tell people about it. It's fine to disagree with my opinion, it is far from fact. Just don't be a dick about it. Anyways, if you liked this video, then hit like, and if you really liked it, subscribe, and make sure to tell all your friends. It really does help. Somewhat. Most of them never check it out. Doesn't matter. Anyways, I'll see you guys next week.